You are here for near Tiffy, will be a cover about 80 TV. So maybe then you were Obra, yes. And the Atsana say, and the doctor fell. I didn't go for a bromo, I didn't come with me. You come and tell health one summer. And at the end, if I don't know, said dear, or papa or main, a young for first debut. You come and tell health, I hear and say, a illness, Nick Kenna. You go for a woozy, it's in my general. But your friend will be to a wow. So I am near the back, I stay at the child with me. And now come to train a bit, yeah, by and they strong coin never feel higher for and so. And it workaholism. I said, when it will be a friend of workaholic, who what? A Juma to say, Jumani and a die, one quite Juma be Jan. I said, Sikani, Pijano, into what the name life need be out to a Jumane so. And OBRA ne couldn't say, yeah, 10 years by Shisha. Workaholism, any effect that we need Pabra also, and it said, ya sit nemono, and ye be a bit me, aye, dear Coffaba, and it said, be a bit me, it means Yano, ye bet education kakra, yes. And see, and there, you would have feel ever if I say, a brapenny pass, senior mind, and then about the come on. Your friend of Mr. But I know what I introduce you, Mamma.
Okay.
I come.
Yeah. Maybe Philip of Orient to me.
Mr. Kaman.
Oh, Mr. Lekamo. And the Yamiad Modi every day to be claiming this.
I come.
Yeah.
And then, say, Obiko Waka with Nim say, be or no, or better men itself, because then say we tend to look and for cophobia. For near my shares, I say, Obuhan and Sahan and Neman, so who will be a return. It's a moody Baconum say, we know, I relax it. And to the how we classified workaholism, nay, a home effects, nay, the causes, and to say, oh, experiencing you may be sad. No one say you are treading on a dangerous path. Let just say, yes, see, I know quite. Because I know so a day and send be brave, eba. It's immediately a rare, it's you, and the time you miss away from family in your man. It's in a home come to Trinity, a bed the permission, Oba now was share at their mammy, A2 TV, so, OBRA, a treasure the bear. They perceive who check. I was an opposite whom check. What's I say? It's nearly your home, near your home, any different piano, Edjuma. Now your lifestyle, so you see, you near maybe. Remember why we've taken them for granted, but a name moody. Yen share not intimate and your home Edjuma, and why? Emma Babuimo, and yet the Emma Yina. And Tiene workaholism. Raphael, your cousin workaholic. Who is the workaholic?
Okay, who's your alcoholic? Obia or Persapa. Sako de so de Nediamba, rapaholic. Just or rapiama. If you cast a workaholic, Obia or Pedumapa, and also do yet a Jumapa, Tembia no ye Juma. Now, workaholism, no. There are so many things, a coffee bar, and so many things involved in it. But my person will say, workaholism in itself, no, you're moving, and then you're doing that, oh, you're doing that, but with the American Union, you're rich. You better tackle honor. I share workaholism be what a year, part to be what a year, and a part in swat, a year. Extend to bed, the do I know say the dear Madrid and yet, and I said, hi. Said, you better kind of courses no day and a dipper. Said, may you Juma 9 to 5, 9 to 4, whatever time, the cover. And I said, Miami, Juma. So I ran my own time. It's in a day, what are some of the courses I did? Yo, dear, and the banner, Ebumahodo, Emuba, the cultural setting. What's that? So called a communist state, a communist state, like state of communist. We but again, the state of communist is expected to say, we have more, and as I say, if you it is an expectation. Say, so many hours. And in the societal expectation, you know, ama every biara na yegusu na ye adwuma na ye adwuma
Think say eno na be yi efi ye mu eno no wo ho no and the other thing nso say me ameye madwuma then I feel say I have to put in so much hours say be I make me again from it so nti ma eno so no time bia no ye na ye take rest na time bia no ye adwuma saa. The other thing also the fact is say there is this saying, do a job that you love and you never find yourself working. Right. And so for that reason, there are two types of workaholics. Bako the ono de tebiano na oti adwuma na oye adwuma. Whether ope adwuma na say ompe because we do na permanency. Omo no wo honom. Ana obi ono so na ni de adwuma no ho to the extent say so o adwuma mo no oye adwuma no krampo na on feel say oye adwuma. And so this no the consequences na adwuma no ebenya wo a wo adwuma no as a task and daunting na as adwuma wo yekwa when share danger ho no the effect it will have on you very different from what it will have on me manage say me wo adwuma and I don't see the job to be a problem. Actually I see it as a coping mechanism no.
Yo that's it back it you know yebe do makono that's some of the courses are ediba and to obi o wa bibi e pam no so da kan e pam no ni nti no ase o sa me yire me yɛ adwuma me yire mo adwuma so ri o sa me mani gye ho ente ne ne me yɛ kwa na me filisa ni nyina so the toll it takes on our health number one and time away from family and it's an e mani nyina no say obi courses no obi o ha na adwene man ho so from that angle no opo anadwene man no so say okay ebia near my say this is some of the courses because I enjoy doing it na you know at the end of the day you're getting paid can ever it's sad how does that individual restrain to not say we losing the juma but how do they manage time what are some of the ways of it they are managing
first usually we do a friend of work-life balance. But when a study has shown, and I said there's a lot of arguments to say there's really no work-life balance. Because okay, say we be a balance that nature say the two say near or say yepe. But then of course it can never be the same. So right now there's a movement to say work-life integration. How it me a carbon. Now with me I'm managing me. The most important thing is at every point in your life, you have to know what is chasing you and answer what your priorities are at that point in time. Once you're able to determine those priorities, then you can say okay, when I'm able to and in a way I'm a friend kakra. And now it's a season. We go for no abasho, we go for one abasho. But to stay in a equilibrium is next to impossible. And now to your question, say Anna HAC and I answer when we can really know say what's the material say so no. In your life, there are so many things a very priority. And to me say Mishana na me priority pa na say meeting akwakodu ago. No demand me priority. But the meeting should be ago the whole day, right? And I was saying say at this point, as me do ago could you say as me be since I'm sure say me adwuma, say me singular, me ni obi a me be fie too. And the priority me say be pesca, na me dey aye bibi. And at that point, work no ever me priority na me then in the you also have to know say you have those responsibilities. It is very important to say you're able to integrate all these. Anytime I realize you say your is taking you away from one casa or your well-being, then the time with the family and friends, then you have to know that there's something wrong. Hence, you have to pull the plug on work, then concentrate on the others too. So, then I can say different types, the two types, the level of enjoyment at own room, and as I said, the stress that brings to them. Now, when studies are shown, say, when or who a juma as a job, now, tembiano, qua, no, how high, no. What happens when they say, Sa only chrono, it's human high blood pressure, right? And man, cortisol level, equal, which is stress, right? Into man, stress level, equal. And my otinia I do because your immune system nankasa ni weak, right? Okay. but the same way no ebe me we edumako but then me dey me say eduma me it is an entertainment for me. It's okay with me. Like it's fun. Me me dey me ho a me no edumako na with the same hours no because me BP be coffee. I'll be a happier person because dopamine is being released. I am happy. My stress level is low. Therefore, I will do on my embodiment. But I will be in the corner at the same time now. Make up a say, let us know why we're doing what. Then we can know how to manage it. In either case, Mr. Memane affected in your mouth for and as a no matter what do I once I was a way.
Nyama wasa oye o ka ba bi me hiti on that was ye hu de nti aye ya de ko ni nyina esike ye
okay
o hu ba ye da me so o hu ba da ejina esike ye
okay we say sa no na Bob Marley Kasembi we should emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. That is the mental slavery of society there to musisia. We think it say was onye ska no aye we think it say was onye ska no wetinye di mu e wo society mu we think it say sika e ya de nyina ye. But look at what you say, Sika enya de nyina ye. Money is not everything. Make us say Sika nyo, me say we go do manage money. Make us say Sika nye, but the mention say Sika enya de nyina. Let me give you an example. We bet my ye many nyina, do enya Sika no. But then what will happen is certain be an yare. No this kind of go to hospital bill. So to credible to say the metimi ya. Out to me go hospital back e pay $2,000 bill back. No say yes. Go to be annual day. Enti na eduma na obo moje ni aye ni nyina no na o we aye dey enti mi ka say sika nye because woman bia meje me shemo o de ba meje but then the American they say what say you who your priorities here what do I say let's not have society put pressure on us to say you have to be at X level and sana you can be counted as worthy because sebio enye nyina na ebenya millions no and you have to accept that. It is definitely a contributing factor. Fear no, mama fa ne bako. Who say, no, me nyanum kuma, and me nyanum penifo. Yes, 7. Me na me also 4. Now, in our society, no, it is expected to say, me no me na fufuwe, me no nyamu, as they climb, so am I measured against. That's what I say. So my success is measured against that of a fear, kweku, poor. Dunia, what am I saying? The people around you. Yes. Therefore, the schoolmates, and you know, the fear say in this society, I will not fit in, therefore have to put in so much, right? And the pressure, and I say the anxiety that comes with it, the problem or the truth is, you're setting baby amount. A imaginary bar where you think you say you have to meet that bar, right? And this problem stems from the fact that say, one, we don't know who we are, and two, we don't know our purpose in life. Hence, wherever the wind blows us, me chasing. Maybe I'm from every boy be yo,
set me back up. If you have the fear, set we be failure. We failure na sike unye bia.
Who's that? Sadly, man, Chelsea. So, man, yes, you can't pay my interest in failure.
Just like you had mentioned,
right?
You understand that we have to what's over
right?
It's one no. People will see you in the society,
and that is the impression now. I want to really. I mean, in my what I'm trying to do is to challenge what you know and challenge your thinking. Why do you think it's a Junior driving Ferrari, and I said Bentley, and I said Jeep, and I said whatever. Now me driving 1992 Corolla. I know I say me. What are you using to measure you?
It's a lifestyle now. We have to be abandoned.
And I make sure I say, let's rethink. Now let me ask you this: if you would drive a very posh car, nothing wrong with that one, right? But then how to even pay for it is your problem. What that would be that will be a and you can put it in the day no over time just to pay for the car to impress people who probably do not even like you.
And first of all, car notes. Second of all, insurance.
Insurance. And then if you live in a state like New Jersey, I must say insurance is so high and so. And also a honor. My gas and soon young buy and also better premium. It's regular.
Turbo.
Maybe we are going to hit you about because of that plug. You know, and yes, all these things, puts pressure on you. But then society sees you to be successful. Me them driving me 1992 Corolla, but at the Mekoba.
You're comfortable with it?
Also, me. Some no better show. Then they put that pressure on you. Wouldn't be fear. I've heard so many times, right? I'm the director of nursing. Dating, right? Dating Ohio, right? Now, you go for who are? Hey, and I ain't a carry no driving. Or you know, driving 45 minutes quick, I'm driving 45 minutes back. And stop it, walk with that. What is my problem? What am I saying? To me, how? Why? And this is what some people do, and I know a lot of people that does that. Since the society expects to say, when we're medical school, when we're pharmacy school, and also we're position way, this is the kind of lifestyle you should be living. Per their standards, someone has said here more. Hence, we also try to live to the standards of those people. Then after they bring a journey, then we have the frustrations. Now after the BB and Koya, then you start having the depression. You're always anxious about what somebody else will say about you. But the truth is, those people setting the standards for you, they don't care for you. And just to frustrate you. And being a workaholic, and as I said, say a idea open here. Let's say affected with Nipediano. Let's say affected the people around you are. Then really, there's really nothing much wrong with it. Right?
I read something.
But then the problem, they say, you're doing it to impress people. And you might think that is not your intention. Now, then let me ask you, why are you doing it? If you're just doing it for yourself, for your family there, then we don't have a problem. Subconsciously, and this is where it comes in, subconsciously we do so many things without knowing why we even do it. We think it's but I will see many soon in a day. Sabotage no me patrol a drive if you What am I saying? Is the Botayano driven from an expectation from society? Is the Botayano driven from some luxurious life that you want to live which you cannot afford? Is that Botayano driven from a human being around you? If so, then I want to tell you, still no, you've been pressured to do things that you are not supposed to or do not have to do it. Once again, but the American say, let's not push ourselves to the limit where after that we're just living for other people.
Thank you. Me pacho sound no, mo share mame. Kwaku si ho share sound no. Na enjoy your boss, know yourself. Know yourself. And I'm a mic in me pacho mo mame time kakra, Dia na me aso me pacho mama me feedback say eye adwuma mama me ntie bedam ase ajo ebo ase know yourself asem na kan nyina na one of the about so know yourself na standard abest tiama ho no and as I be akon on the sound na de I commend Sadia about say we are proud of you, bro.
Thanks.
I mean, bless it. Instead of okay standard as some kind, excuse me, say we are serious abrabo ayebui. I say curriculum, just like you go to second grade, not you have to pass a certain test. I said, but college, so I bet you SAT in my name. And I say there's a a standard or how you have to meet. And sometimes that is just like the society that expects that much from you, but it's like I never be high with your age and certain things that you should be, at a certain point to be a what's
okay.
I had to say, for example, what D 19? Now, I work class 6.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. I didn't them work classes at the age of 19. Maybe I'm more learning disability.
Circumstances.
Right.
19, yeah.
So, more learning disability, them work class 6 at the age of 19. Now, why should society say, it was a camera SS?
Doesn't go with you, cry.
It was a camera SS, yes, like a medical college, right? But then, problem BT, and a mammy war class 6 now. Ebi amenya obi anso memu right through education ama went me and push me ama man ko anim enti sisi ano afa na me bo me ho modern say me fisa ho ni mu aba therefore if I'm to listen to society say Philip when you do na afa na wo ko school na say you know frustrate me na say me jai school na what good am I doing to myself oh enti me dey say I have to set my own pace my own limits my own BBR at my own pace I do what I want to do have to do me obi
societal pressure
me society bia and pressure into doing anything it is expected they say in some communities right we want say na onuanum nyina doctor therefore no say wo de doctorate no nya problem na say business we need ho a still na say pressure we also say okonya doctorate no right whether medical or letters my question is for what
that's what first of all your family might be wanting that too because I say at the end of your trust no so be a say that's how they match you to somebody else now I need to be society yes
anything no ent me here no because me say that question no just for you to ponder over it say be obet me adwendwe ho kakra because say you ye nyina ye nyepe there we need you on e be amani nye ho we put too much pressure on people to do things they don't like to do and then nothing no na ma adwuma e stress mo no obi ono wo kwa adwuma 4 hours a day but still osu ansa no akọ obi so be kwa kobo 16 na nani age one dey mention until let's not pressure people in doing what they do not love to do sisi ano na me na me adifego we na me ka say first panel say ubate doctor so and so na painful
yes
in their 50s
need gray hair is
painful but right now no akwakwa say it is expected and there's nothing wrong with a younger person having their doctorate that is not my problem but it's expected they say by age 26 to 30 no there was a crowd doctorate but me dey say who says so
society
okay if I don't have it I'm in baby society question society your student loan
nope
okay all right cool. You to ask what society are paying you about
they don't give you the check but on Monday,
yes
that's how people commit suicide and stuff because they can't handle the pressure
and that is my point
yes
that is my point let no one put pressure on you because you know major and you live with it society am I a pressure to the extent to say now if I don't meet a certain criteria which is expected of me by society then I feel say me failing
of course obi a yebi
the other thing is a certain marking scheme ni mama menti ase
never mind
it's for me patcho so answers to the questions amibusa wadaro ma na the aba because I would want to know and then need me do
society
so what to umro because say I didn't know the new masters now didn't know new doctorate and what you doing you comfortable and you know your road planner so because sometimes I na futupa I mean case obi too far and yet sometimes I na futupa but so when you road plan no na wonim de wo ya adenti na wo say by societal standards nti e wo say me A B or C
yo but you menka bibi kakran free as our media according but even though we live by the dictates of the society no, one must as well live within his means as put forth societal pressure will certainly come but we must be the ones to control our lives to some degree
and you know as Mr. Sarika you know societal pressure will come but you have to be in charge Obibeka said it's easier said than done
yes
let me tell you part of why why is one we don't know who we are it goes back to that all the time the second thing is we lack the self-esteem right and you know we don't know who we are as in our purpose obi wo hodoma etifo obi wo hodoma won na nije pa ene se one na yonkufu ahia that is all
feeling bam
that is all owi awon ne ni mood no masa ese so akọ heaven aba obi dey so better luxurious car mu no do baby no wode achia mama che obi bitama menyi no na menya ante me ho ase papa no around 2003 2004 na me wo the Ghana Union of Professional Students na me coordinating secretary na me father wo Mercedes Benz Smiling Benz no dada party no na no wa na sata no sa wo Audi right na say boys ni adechi na si pia who's a young boys no be ape Audi no na e ni waka enti no me late crab me bi because Benz in the emergency one do you know what I did say me two Benz na be say me ko programmer me kwa me hwe ba bia cars papa ni nyina park na me fa nhye parallel me park to omoto say one na me che
car number
yes the abo Mercedes Benz na tintin na abo plate number na abo color na small boy no ma sorry na me kwa kutu because I wanted people to see them small boy so ben also Paso me no also. Enti no bi onu ma say dress pa fa no ho. Na se we nya compliment or expect a educapo affect the mood no.
Na say krankofo jokingly the name dey to social media ya bi. Obi say so afa ho pa no say na ma fa me ho. Ene me kwa abonte me kono manya compliment me message share dia kobi o. Because what obi tim ka bibi nya na atanu ma wait no.
And that is it. Who say certain things be on normal, it happens, but we don't pay attention. But let me put it to you this way: how your self-esteem is developed, how ujumu edieno. After a period of time, that is how it develops, right? And you know, you find say from your youthful age, OPA you don't get compliments. OPA you don't get compliments. Then I started to do to me say, hey, I'm not doing enough. Me ho nye fesa. What do I say? Therefore, you try to compensate for what you think to be beautiful, and I say what beauty is with material things. Right? And to the boss say na oto. Still na compliment wa. Then what gain you say me kra me nyobia. What am I check? And for that reason no, when na mo in your mind unyobia. Sabio obia sa wo oba sebe me bia onye yi bia be ye ya no ama na ye yi
oh don't be
no wo ho no. The other thing also said now it makes you feel so low say you don't want to go to public places because me ho nye fe and as wo adwuma mkrapo na you don't want to talk because you think you say you can't articulate one am check sa no mani nyina na edidi etrim e ma ye ntimi nyi ye ho di. But and I can work into the main person too much into self-esteem. But all those impact us, right? Because if we don't have a good self-esteem now, then we try to compensate with other things. Okay.
But I say, now my question back is workaholism just long hours? No, be a long hours and then go on there because I assume it's workaholic.
Not necessarily. Workaholism, as I said earlier, is when say you prioritize your work over other things. And it's not really the amount of hours. Because then how many hours are we going to measure it against? So we can say 8 hours, and then I can tell you say I can do 3 16s and not 2 16s, which will give me 32. It will make me a full-time person. Therefore, I work 2 days out of 7 days a week, and I'll still get benefits and insurance. One day, measure. And it's not necessarily the exact number of hours, but when it interfere with other things.
Where do you in May 2012 now there's a guy now also defended the program. Your friend was Cyrus Mercer from the Department of Psychology, University of Houston. Now you say scholars have been unable to reach consensus regarding in definition, measurements, or implication for for the practice for workaholism. It's not want to mean measure, want to mean because be at times say just like you have mentioned. Actually, so be because we be for just like it's be for hours. And so the yemuna said why are no be running stomach while kwa ba best here and okay 4 hours. And Nya said to just not prioritize your work. Oh, not prioritizing and so I better go. Fameko yini na ho no be free.
Sure. Mibusa earlier. Fameko na ochesi bebre no. Sika na ochesi bebre ni nyina no. What is the motive?
So to be able to live comfortably.
Okay. My Mibusa question. I have a running car. But then I want another car, a newer car. right? Mebusa say, what is the motive? Niwa car na ope pa de aye de. Enti a muntie mie. Enti a uku ho e de apesa car no. Ya me ka what ma say?
So the budget fans.
Oh, to. Enti afi de obedge fans ni be wie. Oji to answer obedge fans not the hospital. Because why adwuma ama stress level akosho ama we are abo ama afi de other hospital. Enti we put for hospital ba na car number. Na akwaje fans. Ti afi the scanner ka do be note payment no. What dey akwakotu hospital bill. What do I say? Enti still so ye adwuma na we ukoso working so hard to be able to pay the bills. What do I say? Enti car na nkasa na hefa na odeko because we ti adwuma. Etare bebebe na wo pa wato egbu no hefa pa na odeko because we ti adwuma. Let me talk to myself. It got to a point me pay adwuma. I was like me pay adwuma men share scraps because me nice in it. Me pay adwuma men share scraps because me entire any others were there. Enti I want so me pay be adwuma bet be the entire akọ because yes other that entire be the day. Oh be chero. And you know those are some of the things. Ato. What do you hear?
You be chebi.
Our representation on self-esteem, right? And tell me, I'm a cast as a win for no man yarding the bonnet when you patch on mammy who say being a bit my church. A man and member, one lower self-esteem.
I can say, Sama.
Okay, good. Wouldn't say anything a man on my doors the same.
Yes.
Okay.
And then can you make up?
Okay. And you know, Obano, Chairman at the Quintia, Saturday and a war no. How they call wedding last 2 months, not even some for next month.
Because pictures, okay.
Social media. We try and all the two social media. I'm a more for you. And this is a shy. You because say, if you are tired about coupe, we pa corner Toma.
I say, I thought. Yeah, also, yet to me the camera and go for oh, low self-esteem would be a problem. Because you can't fit with me pem.
Yes.
Because we are kind of tired and
yes.
As a picture we now a power in a channel. Obu a come for social media, but before social media, but that's a problem.
No.
Yes. Sorry, wordness and do in the show. It's another quite the cloth one.
Right.
Near 2D.
Okay. And I make sure say I always want to challenge your thoughts, challenge what you know. What if I call it for cloth one? Me pacho na who to level to say.
I know.
Let me go to my say. Me who to me pa ba me cloth one.
Yes.
Eti me no one ejina ye.
Already who you mo issues the brave so making.
Eti for we dey mo for adwin bra na ye share there.
Mo me anto adwene because never be brave how society mu.
Yes.
Na ya hold ne ma nyana.
Ah, which me roll be closet munya ba bi ntia.
Untimi me door no.
Nti wan kasa. Eni o ma egu achi okra po ni we fi dey go no. O pa kwose se bi na koton ohun. Sister.
I could be able. Also, to answer the question and using myself as an example, I have never attended a university or college, but I was a very smart kid in school. When I got in this country 9 years ago, I did a lot of research on what to do and had a plan for my life, and I knew the roadmap of exactly what I wanted to do. After just 2 years, I had achieved what I had planned to achieve in 5 years. After 9 years, I'm showering high and proud of myself, but a lot of people didn't agree with me and didn't respect me because I hadn't gone to college. Now they've all become my friends and are proud of what I do. I'm a workaholic too, but it doesn't affect me. It is on the dopamine or your dope and cousin or yeah, Juman long hours in the but and affecting us.
Okay. Who said they're not all kind? The problem now has been say I was say Oko a traditional university.
Educational setting.
Right. And in the blue collar jobs, you shut down for your name. Now, we can go back to the real, discussion. When you say there are so many blue collar jobs, it pays better than white collar jobs.
Yes.
So many of them, right? Let me give you an example. I'm in a position to hire, right? I hire so many people. The qualification for that job, a high school, and a GED. But so many people with bachelors, 4-year degree, comes to apply for it. Because we're real school, no, what do I say? Why would I go to school? And Miss Shamu, I don't want to demean any program because anything at school, no.
Yes.
But I didn't see a medical school. na makwa sociology for 4 years na makwa student loan madam back we say Charles happy person the men throw wie embeta no be aid when I say no match those all those papers ewie na maba beji adwuma ye the high school degree na ye I didn't know makwa psychology knowing very well say if I do not attain at least a master's level that degree no to the larger extent me share mo me ka sentia say o passion no ampacho follow your dream but I didn't know makwa bibi sir let me hear na me nya ho adwuma na mekwa pe adwuma me hia eno na me de aye na me student loans so da ho no we be we no so no the average pay for first degree a year 35 to 45,000 a year right okay we bet me akwa year a 1 year program HVAC you know any of those now we akwa year in 1 year we be we no student loan fia nyame ya adum krapa wonya bi right but then you can make about the same or more. And you know, now, question. Say, me ya white collar job, when you say white collar job, I am quite the ancient in Musa. Right? But say blue collar job, no say me a mechanic, no say me a juma, me juma kaseni. I want to me a juma. But in my community, no, so be a car, yeah. And they are simple.
Yes.
No tax.
No tax.
Under the table. I say, what do you call the new in the bem?
Off record.
I don't get a code new in the bem. You know, I didn't know compared to be if that is my passion. But it was a symphony in an near force of when I come to regular school. So I got town of frustration, sir. And after I got a party student. To be real, and after they went to me out to us. So I'm for the green and do baby so do and son when you're so fast on. Na fide wa boka let's do the low to ono na fide mo mu push no e ma no koye no once again back to the society ah no we na otifie ana anya hwe yen come back to workaholism
yo sorry me can be ha ohema do body abase nice topic thank you next question Sammy ka se sika nye sika na ebibi asika nso I believe say and one a charge is our workaholism and then the cover by is one of the reasons. But they say, oh, family, oh, bedroom baby, I always say be na. Oh, cousins, no, they're calling you for one thing or another. There be a flow, you see, and will be yari, and will be a see, where you go school when you see, and so monosono or more here be. Then you have a family here as well. Also provided for a mama. And they it's not by choice, and that, but said there you had mentioned that, but how do you? You said regulate or something. You had said a word. How do you balance it?
Okay. Now, who's that? Me a Christian. I can only refer to the Bible. Quran mentioned in MUP. Tronika said, "If you have for the woman, tell me that."
Yes.
It won't solve your problem. Now, prioritize once again. When you know what fast no yes, it's true. At this point, what is the priority?
Your health.
Your health, and then how to advance.
Yes.
Let me say this. Bra me back room I say no. Because two kofobi we adwuma man na me wo. Me yes say me nursing school no. The argument was say there is out and oba experience that obenya say oba be worry around me start the same year and worry. And you know oba be worry e mofra bebem you will not have the time for the school. And you know it's okay doing this every year be obenya raise. When the average raise for any job will be between 3 to 5% a year, right? And the emphasis says, $20, cry. 5% to cry, say. Because your raise is at the higher end, into 5%, you say. Right?
5% of $20.
Okay. And you say, no, that's what for 5 years, that is 25% of $20, right? So, the move 2 years, echo pay program, papa, right? Sometimes no bebre, and we're talking about workaholism. Obey Marco school as if your body can. Obey no, but unim say I do way and the simeni so. Until after 2 years, my brand and say that, right? Okay. Until eduma na me no. Me call school by the same place hired me, and my pay was more than twice of what I was receiving with my colleagues. Now me na go so hono. Until a more raise. Right? Yamiado ye more raise no about there, but it was 30 cents that year. Into 30 cents now I'm making more than double of what I was making
before.
You talk to me about my family. Now I can provide for my family with ease. First partner said, may you do about 70 hours a week. Which means it's a 140 a pay period instead of 80. Right?
Overtime.
Yes, OT. Near more double time, near more time and a half. Net taxes are just. Okay. And you know, so yes, argument in na abra obru mojeni, eku mojeni to be able to take care of our family now you refer to na. How sustainable is that? And you know, but I was say grow in the black and the reap in the white.
Okay.
It's a bra to me, you know. I was here the ye bomb the near the who see say be a filter no be share no. Now feel they comfortable. One dem check. So anything I make sure say make say workaholism na nkasa no and share that your problem sir. But note say is it affecting something else? And two, what is your road plan? Say may here for a period of time. I'm a major me now so who's a very different from say this is how my life is going to be. One dem check. And to the family now, ye hwe say be bo mo no. Ye mfa ye hu nsi ye. Se be ya ye betimi abo mo ankasa. Enye sa de a emo ano be half sa but enkosi.
E pa show me that say we dey me show ye beda na ye hu kakra ba. Akwa akwaje aboafo nkrat so kakra di aba na wetimi adwo ho me kakra. Ye ba enche na ye de dwumadi de e ba bewie. Ye wo be say sima kakra bi. A barely 10 minutes. Nti ye twa hu kakra ba na ye de aka abso. E da maybe ya obu na time no yes the who be yi wari aze ya wa say that's amre akakakra bi na awie na mabna dia boss nice show thank you bekabi adwuma no one thing me pa cho no be sinti man kan see I lose that thought enkofo bebre ye adwuma no na obu owu won kem obu ha ofra adwuma ba o te couch mu se ya na anyen obu o kodan so a on so review na say adwuma na aye na but obu is they say okay workaholism and health they say ni mi no balance and net no obu e ne say menu maduro until you okay I can be doing this thing me pacho can be a honey here me
okay who say me kasa mu no nyina no me bobo no me bi so
yes
me bo bibi so say yeah apomuden should be very important
yes
say stress and kasa no e de yarewa ahodo ba both mental health and I say mental illnesses and medical problems right and you know ana stress so reduce your immune system no and you know abra you go through all those stress no na immune system no so reduce and you my yare bi aboy ya your body no entimi kuntia na afi dey kan ato no for that reason and you know so you adwuma bi once again let's know when to switch it from one point to the other say be ya pomodin betimi ayeyi na landed na akwabi wo ho no sister obo adwuma so de ne na nya bank asem egunu kana de ko zan kata asem onye ti on peso be na ye bia we do ye apam na akwa ne ti train mu na o ka we in the train just like that I cannot conclude say adwuma na ye dodo na nti because me nim the health conditions I would na ekeka ho but definitely I can say eno eka ho bi ana ya kuma no so no won say bi o afidie ye na adwuma warehouse krampo na du baby say o shut down afidie no kran ho me but ye nipa na ti bi bo adwuma sa no rest for the weary
me ko si dan me ko si Ghana me be say me say
ube ni nyina na afidie ube kwa kodu Ghana na enche anaza ufunu no kran e de be ko na e de ra ko kire dan no na afidie no ana no won enti ni o ma ni nyina Bible say oni o ma nyina ho kwan
ni nyina na fata
thank you enti ni hu when na ye betima ye bibi ana when so a ese switching off na etimi ye bibi kakra now obi eka asem say society no societal pressure no in itself no and I did say that earlier say societal pressure na nkasa de menka say but memma no nye or driving force to please people what am I say because where societal pressure no ne say societal expectations inti e propello e ma wotimi ye nneoma bia and also the nneoma bi esiwe ni so e ma wotimi get it to but the nneoma bia maker e bi ne say society expects say in my family no the least should be a masters right especially in the Indian community akwa could be no only corner store e obe mi amwo baby no okra ne masters who said I say in my family the least is a masters everybody else has their doctorate and this me anko gibia na church me fairly but anko gibia no dey run in the corner store which was still doing well the mention is a societal pressure no na usu nim say academia nya u field no na wo de ne sa no dwuma no ohene at that point ko ye wo sa no dwuma but making sure so say ube grow in that field no one mention and that is where you balance the societal expectations and pressure to me as a person society expecting me say at my level I was say my worry na me woma na me so no me hwe na me ho so ya me ma society force me ma me nko because me wia me papa be ka worry o ma me be bona ko homa
no
one mention those are the things make it's expected to say at 8:30 o worry and e di bia to so OTY one mention over 30 years and you know if you say them small the NTBia binya worry at 8:30
yes
it's expected so worry na about 2 years time I was say oh I want so nyame na dem unim the NTBia bia menwo ye e bia na there's a problem NTBia oh you come back to workaholism
sorry adwuma ni ntine awofo bebre ntime ni omo man spend the time obo ha meetings enya akwantu monko efie nyina obo ho a adwuma ntino because no one jana adwuma ho enka so ko teacher din no adekọ no ntino de wakra ne ba school no it's bibia no ne akra ne nka how can you help us with that parenting and workaholism once again let's know when to balance priorities
akra no ehia papa and one thing that sometimes na ye dwen say meto bibia ma akra na bibi ohia ma akra na that means I'm providing for the child
individual.
The question is, are you buying what they need or what they want? What a tablet na man enye bad sneakers be baso fufra ubeto fufra man. Do you know what you're doing to the child? Training the child is a word is about material things. And it's not about human relations. It's not about quality time. And your bedroom baby no. Akwa also no have no empathy for you. On here say also know what's na honom kasa. Into return we are also shuma. O ma no amane. What do I say? You don't see the child. Now if you don't turn me be in permasem bio. Me share man here there be san or tete akra no. The other thing is say akrado school, you've never taken the time say oh go school more makwa kwhwe de go school more. And you know whatever is going on in the school bia no akrado himself won fa ho. Therefore won fa the bra ho. See a man in school, you maybe some family fear, was not go jam kwanche no no afele. Because oba onim say the parents no be in the backpack no mahwe de wo. So no afele, we are no asade akọ. When you check nti bibi wo go school. Say wo awofo no hu krampo na you don't know. And obi so beka so I take them out on trips. Enye bad.
They call vacations.
Enye bad. But then what is telling me they say it is all about expensive things. It's all about one time. No. But life is not like that. Obrano, and they say, me know as a friend, as a family, no, we have that constant relation. If it's a job that takes you around, let's say, you know, on some of your trips, it still gives you the quality time. You say about integration.
Yes.
So it still gives you the quality time because we read the all year now. You come to them, you spend some time, you move on, right? But then let's not always think it say, oh, me yeah, you my then me provide my mano. While we're missing out on the time, because time is something that we cannot make up. So me to sneakers in be a fear next year me to but say me lose our time, you know, with you now is gone and gone forever. And to sign your marketing, you know, taking them out for work, spending some time with them. When in the new marketing, it doesn't have to be expensive. You can say vacation and I say exercising is good for our health. It's very true. But we live in a day and age right now everything is on this phone, right? Make a walk. And so tell me, I'm to say, right? Nature talks to us in the quiet moments. And those are some of the things that helps us to release our stress. You know? But then the area and they say, I brought nature near Kasarikayente. The birds are chirping. Enjoy that moment and leave the phone alone, Kakra. Oh, call jogging, but now we hear that phone. Enjoy the moment. Yes, a brisk walking. And so no, there's so much in the mind that it's intended. Say I drain the back for me. It's my air refreshed. But still, in the moment, as only will be saying out for dinner. Still be at the phone. So. And it is that quality time, no. Masa unyaye. And once again, let's not maybe inform material near my and share your money, sir. And yes, Anna, that is the word to go to know. Oh, be papa and you be a mammy to me, person, me money, the umbre bresser. Sure, oh, papa and you be a mouse or do see. What must I say? Oh, papa and you be a mouse or do see. Because he gave you the morals and value of life versus material things. One way now the material things in Abesham crowd, baby, no to me afford it. You can't keep up. And that is when they'll still expect you because I know what you to do it. After we also now the work to nursing home. I say, hey, Ghana for the yes, sir. Maybe in myself. That's a year or chain.
A choir or to home,
Right.
Yo, wait there. There will be as someone a Kojo AB Ediba, social facts, Kojo. That's the summary.
Right. And you know, those are key, very important. There are so many other things you met me aka, but I'm say what's as well. Now say make us our you know menya kwenya ne sana na you was all right. Now once again to workaholism. I want to ask the question say, and I say, have we paid attention to this? There's something they call the tax bracket. We not hitting the tax bracket now. There were taxes that goes into the next level. And you know, if you work 16 extra hours versus the 80 hours now, the person will surely say, how much extra did they give to you? And how much time did you put in? Now, then move to the next one, 32 extra plus 80. How much money did they give to you between the 80 first and the 32, then between the 16 and the 32, and see, say, if it's worth it. I want us to do something practical to let us evaluate our time, you know. What am I saying? And you know, say, oh yes, I 32 hours extra, no. Let's say at the $200 in the bro, at the $100 in the bro, at the $50 in the bro, then I want you to ask yourself, say, so $50, you know, is it really worth that 32 hours now me year, no, which so 8 hour day I have 4, 1632 into 4 days. And to which means that you did 4 extra days in a pay period, which is 2 weeks, to make up that 32 hours, you know, to gain that amount. Me person odwe ho. Ode me ni musika semu, me ni mu ayi bia, but it's just a food for thought. Just think about it. Is it really worth that time? Sir, 4 extra days, you know, and then the commitment there. Can we school commitment there assignments? Next time, you know, I don't have to work that extra. Me we busia meet me spend the time with the busia I cannot make back. Right? So meet me there. I'm a crowd I see no also. One of them. And this on your money you know evaluate to see if that $50, $100, $200 is worth your 4 days.
Yes, so when you evaluate yourself, Dr. Phil, you know what I say. You know, maybe as a chef on it for the moon now, must someone near Berry. And a baby crab and a bosom, so all be launching a basso. Yameboa on a date near the torso, Yaboma Mania. Dr. Phil, so I say, feel good services in Swoho. Here ne beer. The contacts in them.
Well, that was my wedding. My mentor, me Mokaka. It's for him, say, Hamo. The thing is, what's the name of my in our society? You know, we live with see, especially mental health. And as a brand, you know, is associated with mental health only. But the thing is self-esteem development. And so, so we can identify ourselves, live well, and then enjoy life, right? And it's something that is very passionate to me. You can say knowing yourself, me talk to say we. Next time it's me master education. Next time even one person just impacted. Me show video now, and I was contemplating on suicide, but because of that, I've changed my mind. And this is a real story. Obina sending me some message on Facebook, where I get that text message. You say, I went to visit someone, and we were doing a program on the line, and I happened to listen. And I know, say, I've had issues, but I didn't know what to do. For that reason, so Feel Good Services. I see the name Phil, PHIL, and a good, one word. Services. So you share Facebook, Instagram, and I say YouTube. And so every Sunday, we release a new video on YouTube. Or channel the about sleep. Ebi onyange who nim nyoma bebre fa enna ho. Meka enna sleep enye enna sex. Pacho because as for the mukasa muodu meka sleep ho asem. If you know channel no me pacho make a time and watch it. The next thing they say with this education and everything, we wanted to also get to our people in Ghana. And in Yakopon ya Duma December, we're going to have a program in Ghana, Feel Good Experience 2019. Yes, sir. And you may know, when say you discuss Korea na ye. Me kase ko over time na fa bebo, but nyame atu nsem na obeti na boa. Me shewa we're taking donations. Say we can get the hall, we can get the speakers, we can get everything together. And then also bring the program to the doorsteps of our people in Ghana, to our people in Ghana. And you know, Meshe, answer Befia A2 TV, Munka Mumna, Mumma Sanka Modia. And Casacra, and Cassiavato. And therefore, Madame Massey, some okay.
Yo, when the married baby last night, you're free, I have say. As I already could about Sophia, tell my contact that I'm offended with the sociology example that he cited. Because I have sociology in my portfolio.
Who's all the other here and other two also? What was it? Other two also, Anna sister, whatever shadow. It's a code, make chair move, make car says sociology. Let's say you all go to knowledge, so anyone got to guess it. And you know, the other may Kaisi Asemso. And I think said the import of the message is received.
Oh, yeah, and Gatano, or how much I really are bye bye. US has say, Yameboa, now what you send it, your best a shape you. It'll be as a set more boy and not the Biamo supporting A2 TV. Yameboa, OBRA, SM Media, the Bebramo. Yeah, Bob, why home, you're winning me a bet show. The answer him no true be by can Kaya, ye bet to me as ya. Yamin show be an uncle be at home. Said Dr. Phil, yeah, that was me, Passion, my shadow back on that.
Oh, me person me da ebusua se ofori it ebusua. They've been great. Oma boa kwa hodo be so. And of course, behind every successful man there is a woman. This one there is a woman and kids. Yeah. And you know, Juliana me da say we try to make the time while we try to impact the lives of others and so. And you know, mo ahodo nyina odema, mo from me say nyina so no, we are very great. Omo yasi some meeting crack of feel good services, but I want to maintain the follow-up. And as I said, and people have been tremendous. Amazing. Like, yeah, no people text and then give feedback. Unya we say the car ye ni say yeah, oh unya the okay ye ka ni say yeah. Very great manager home because a banner sana one you trust and onim say the chia. E bia na the way I see aka na ntia say anya dwuma, then we can, you know. And secondly, no, so no, it makes me to know say okay, that is how the people. And of course, almost a mommy feedback as to how it's impacted them, no? And also very important because then they're the driving force. The driving force, driver for, and the Honda for, you know. So Yameboa, you do BBS, technical team, production team, you do BBS. Now, a Jamia Menso, do you meet the Pamata, the Dema system who be via Yamina at the Achavin, what I say? Oh, Casaga, Magic so, and then the feeling room, Sassana, and Bakubi.